I'm Meredith.
I'm Sione.
We have a 9-year-old daughter, and we are in the process of becoming foster parents and or foster to adopt. We've been together for 15 years, married for coming on 12. We've been in North Carolina for 4 years now, I think. Before that, we were in California. We lived in Boston. We lived in Tonga. We met when I was in the Peace Corps in Tonga. So he was friends with my host family. So he was around a lot, and he could actually speak English, which was compared to many of the people around in the village where I was training. And I didn't speak Tongan yet, so we could talk to each other, and that helped a lot.
In my culture, families is very important to us, and I have 5 siblings, big families, and even we were poor, we love each other. I remember growing up that my neighbors or my cousin, they just run through each other's houses, and if we eat something, like we just call out somebody on the road, just come eat. That's how we are, and family back there. It was fun growing up back there.
So I grew up here in the States, mostly on the West Coast. I have 3 sisters. When we lived in Oregon, our house was a little more isolated. We had a lot more acreage, so we spent a lot of time outside, my sisters and I. So we played outside a lot, lots of climbing trees and biking and everything. When we moved to California, it was more of a neighborhood vibe. But again, as Sione, it was kind of comparing to Tonga, a little less of that ability to just be outside all the time, just because it's not always how we do things around here anymore. I guess we started talking about adoption first before we got to foster care. And he, again, comes from a big family, big community. I was more hesitant to have more kiddos myself. And so over time, we sort of started thinking about maybe adoption was a way to do it. But then I started doing some research. This was about a year ago when we first started having these conversations. Doing some research and just learning a little bit more about the process, and really wanting to make sure I understood what some of these kiddos were going through and the situation that they had been through, and understanding what it meant for a family to break before a family would build. And so kind of through that process, I felt like fostering was a better choice for us and for our family. I don't really know why. I can't always articulate why when people ask me, because everyone does ask us. So that's sort of how we got here. And then,
the idea of, for me, like I said, I grew up very tight with families, and everybody kind of knows everyone. And for some kids that need help, like to reunify with their families again, I like that idea.
And in Tonga, it's so much more natural the way they step in for families and communities. You don't need to do all this. The village and the people, the it takes a village thing is real and lived in Tonga. And so his mom always had other kids ever since I've known her. And before that, he tells me, other kids in the home because they needed it for a little while. And then the parents, when they couldn't feed well or whatever things were going on, would just kind of share that burden. So I just kind of inspired.
Who brought it up first to the other one?
I think I did.
Yes, he brought up the general idea. I had to put the how we do it explanation on it.
Yes, because with this much process, I thought it would be just go get some kids and foster, but it's
yeah. Our daughter, she's pretty mature for her age, so we brought her into the conversations pretty early, making sure she was okay and open to the process. She's wanted siblings for a long time, and so we sort of introduced a different approach to having other kiddos in the family. Yeah, and she's been excited. When we first told her that we were thinking about it, wanted to see what she thought, she put it on her Christmas list that we would do it. It was her Christmas wish.
I didn't really get it at first, but now I get why. And I thought it was important because I want to help other children, give them a safe and loving home, and hope we can get them back to their biological parents.